sleeve was after the GSP fight. I had a friend do this, a guy called Song Sung in Studio City, Los Angeles. Really talented guy, and I just wanted a real clean black and grey Japanese sleeve. I've been wanting one for a while. There's some meaning to it all. The koi fish, it's swimming upwards basically. The koi fish is the one fish that accepts its death when it's being prepared on a platter by a chef. It lays still and accepts what's coming to it. The myth is basically that the koi fish swims up the waterfall, and if it reaches the top, it turns into a dragon. So the koi fish is a symbol of aspirations for greater things. So I had the koi fish as a tattoo swimming upwards, but then at the top is the inevitable, the skull, which represents the end. It represents death. So just kind of keep pushing until you can't push anymore, I guess. And then the cherry blossoms that are scattered around represent just a fleeting moment. Just appreciate the moment that you're living in.
How close are you to becoming the dragon?
I'm a long way off from the dragon at the moment, and I think I always will be, but I'll still keep chasing at it.
Do you think you'll eventually get the dragon tattoo?
I will. A dragon tattoo is on the list, among many other things. But yeah, I will get a dragon tattoo at some point. I'm real selective about my tattoo artists, though. I've got to find the right guy. I kind of look at choosing a tattoo artist like I would choosing a coach. I wouldn't expect someone to come to me to learn jiu-jitsu or wrestling, because obviously my strength is kickboxing. And it's the same with tattoo artists. You get some guys that are good at black and grey, some guys that are good at traditional or portraits or whatever. So I like to go around and find the guys that are the best at their particular. The back piece I had done in Hollywood by a friend of mine called Norm. He's an awesome tattooist and a graffiti artist. That's his thing. Very heavy-handed. It was quite a painful tattoo, and I did it in one sitting as well. And it's quite a big piece. So it took about 8 hours. The Sacred Heart in the center, again, it's religious, it's symbology. The Sacred Heart is like, it's got the flames coming out the top, and it represents like the passion and desire to do things, just to be motivated. The wings are the freedom to go and get it, to travel and kind of find it. And then there's the black roses around it, which is the death reminder thrown in there just one more time. Death's coming, and I think it's important that we all accept that, and people find acceptance in different ways. And mine is just to have a daily reminder tattooed into my skin. I know it's coming one day, and I just don't want to waste a day and regret it. So I like to have that reminder there. It's nothing morbid about it. I just want to make sure I'm appreciating every day and making the most of it. My most recent tattoo is the praying hands on the top of this arm. I had this done by a friend of mine called Tim Hendricks, he was on Miami Ink for a while. Just an amazing tattoo artist, a very talented guy. I wanted a very traditional piece because he's that's his thing. He's well known for his traditional pieces. Obviously I wanted something big and bold and quite powerful, because I knew that he would be able to do it justice. So I had this. I'm not actually Christian. I'm not actually religious at all. But I've always been fond of religious artwork and things like that. And the For My Sins is kind of it's a little joke, because I'm not Christian, but people should be praying for me, I think. And roses are his speciality. So obviously I had to throw a few of those in there with it. And my intention is to go and see him in New York and get the rest of my arm finished. I'm having Britannia down the back of my forearm and some other patriotic pieces on my arm. I'm having a Queen Elizabeth's crown on the inside of my bicep as well. Yeah, I have a lot of plans. I know pretty much everything I'm getting done. There are some areas that I won't have done, mainly because I'm a chicken and I know they're really painful. There'll be some things that just wouldn't look right, because I don't want to have too many tattoos. That draws away from the ones that I do have. But I'm having the rest of this arm finished, my hand and the chest on my legs, but I'm not going to get completely covered. Well, I say that now, but you might come back to me in 30 years' time and I might be looking completely different. My skull and crossbones on my legs, and it's a slightly adapted version of the Blood for Blood logo. Blood for Blood's a hardcore band that I've been a fan of for years and years, and I've always liked their logo. And so I decided that I was going to get it on my legs because I was always a Muay Thai fighter, and my kicks and my knees were what was winning me fights. So, knock people out with both knees, and I thought, let's get a tattoo to commemorate it. So that's what I did. The one on my stomach is a Buddhist prayer in Sanskrit. It's Tibetan. It was actually photoshopped off of the UFC 111 poster. Not quite sure why. I've been told a few different stories, and some make sense and some don't.
Did that bother you?
Not as much as the fact that it was Mike Swick's stomach that they used instead of mine. I mean, he does have better abs than me, so that's not such a bad thing. But yeah, so Mike Swick didn't get a title shot, but his stomach certainly did. Translation is "Hail the jewel in the lotus." Traditionally, it's Om Mani Padme Hum. The lotus is the mind, and the jewel in the lotus is the enlightenment. So it's kind of a, working towards an enlightened mind, which is another thing I'm working on, as well as the dragon. So hopefully one day I'll be an enlightened dragon, but at the moment I'm just a regular guy with a bunch of tattoos.